and I'm finna just cancel all my memberships. No more Netflix, Hulu, no more nothing. I'm gonna just watch the wall. No more Apple Music. I'm gonna just listen to myself talk. No more gym. I'm gonna just do push-ups, sit-ups, and squats on the goddamn floor, bro.
The future is not looking bright, and people are starting to see it. People are starting to realize it. The cost of living is still getting out of hand, and people are fed up. People are going through it. The economy is getting worse, and people are starting to see it. So let's see what's been happening in America.
Bro, getting hot as hell. Like, I got a notification yesterday in my email from Apple saying that they increased my Apple Music bill $12 a month. But that shit used to be $9 a month, gang. I can't keep doing this no more. I look up, Apple done took some money out of my account. A price increase on some. Went to go get some hibachi yesterday. They put on the intercom that they increased their prices. On my soul. Same I used to get for $10.96, $15 now. I can't, no. I'm not even finna eat food no more. I'm finna just start eating the skin off my body.
So I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably never going to work again. This job market is fucking awful. Even with the amount of experience that I have, places I've worked, resume is pretty good. And I can't even get a fuck you email, no follow-ups for interviews, nothing like that. Had one offer, was terrible, had to turn it down. Interviewed with like 3 or 4 other companies, didn't get selected. Job market's absolute shit, and it's horrible. So yeah, I've just come to the conclusion that I'm probably never going to work again. I don't even think these jobs are real that they're posting, because like I said, you don't hear shit back, anything like that. So it almost just feels like it's a big waste of time anymore. So yeah, just had to get that off my chest.
So what's the plan when nobody has anything to lose? Because as far as I'm concerned, there's so many people opting out of having kids. Nobody can afford to buy a house. Nobody can really afford to buy new cars. People are driving around 12 plus year old cars that are like breaking down, me being one of them. And nobody really owns anything because everything's a subscription service. So like, what do you even have? And now that people are being threatened with losing their jobs, like I'm in an industry that like the past 2 years has been under threat of layoffs and firings every so often. When you don't have a job either, and therefore like you don't have health insurance, you have nothing to lose. And I don't know, to me, in my mind, that creates a very unstable situation, because people that have nothing to lose either hide away and get depressed and hold themselves away somewhere, or they act kind of not violently. And yeah, I've just been thinking about that lately, because I've just been wondering what that would actually look like here, because I feel like we might be coming upon
brainwashed as a society into thinking that we have to be productive at all times, and that working harder than other people is some badge of honor, as if that's why we are on this earth, is to just make widgets for other people. And we're so brainwashed that most people will never wake up to this, but I'm so glad I did. But for a long time, I drank the Kool-Aid. I graduated early from college, jumped right into work, into consulting, proud to be working 50, 60 hours a week. Then I just kept going and climbing the ladder. I was a marketing director at 30, successful on the outside and on LinkedIn and on paper and making a lot of money, but at home was crying sometimes after work. I was so stressed and anxious that I couldn't sleep. I had nothing going on outside of work. I was so mentally and socially burnt out, I didn't want to do anything. And I felt like a shell of myself. And everyone's like this. But then we shame other people who are stay-at-home moms or working part-time. Are you kidding me? We've lost so much sense of the purpose of being a human on this planet, and we think that it's to work and have things to show off for that work and compare ourselves against others, like, ooh, you work at a desk job, but I work in construction and therefore I'm a harder worker. We've just lost so much sight of it, and most people, like I said, will just keep going on the treadmill, and they don't even have these realizations. I had this realization at 30. I'm glad I did. Life is presumably harder to operate in this society after you realize these things. But once you do, there's no going back.
Nobody watches TV anymore. Look at this 55-inch TV, a smart TV, $198, $498 for a 75-inch smart TV. This is crazy. No one watches TV anymore.
Subscription plans for appliances. My son works at Lowe's. He sells appliances. He's done it for about 5 or 6 years, and they were just notified and trained on how to sell subscription plans for appliances. Those who are buying new appliances, you like that ice maker, you want it to work, it's going to cost you a monthly fee between 25 and 30 bucks. But what they're saying is, this way, if it breaks, we'll send somebody out to fix it for you. To me, that screams, we know we can't make an ice maker for a refrigerator that's going to work for a good amount of time, so let's just charge you a monthly fee, because we know we're going to have to send a tech out there to replace parts. That way we don't lose our ass off. He says other subscription for other appliances are coming. When he gets that information, he'll share it with us. So multifamily apartments in California, you want to open your front door, you got to use this app. It costs $80 a month to unlock your front door on top of your rent.
You ever really thought about how much of your check is spent just to keep getting a paycheck? Like, really think about that shit now. You need a car to get to work. Now you got a car payment, maintenance, gas, insurance, all because you got to get to the place that pays you. And don't forget, you need clothes for work that you got to pay for. You got to eat while you're at work, regardless if you buy that shit outside of work or if you buy it at the grocery store and bring it from home. You still got to pay for it for work. And if you got kids, you got to pay somebody to watch your kids so you can go make money to take care of your kids. Like, what the fuck? So now I'm thinking, how much of the money we call income is actually improving our life? Because some people, they ain't working 8 hours a day just to build a life. They're working 8 hours a day just to afford every fucking thing required to come back and work another 8 tomorrow. That shit is deeper than being broke. That's a fucking cycle. And if you never stop long enough to see the cycle, you'll spend your whole fucking life financing your ability to stay inside the cycle. But think about that.
The job market is trash because these jobs are deliberately making it hard. They will literally get upset with you for applying for a position that they listed. You'll call like, hey, I applied 2 weeks ago and I'm just calling about the status of my application. And they'll be like, we'll pass it along to a manager, and you'll never hear from them again. I took it a step further and I started walking into places because I need a job. And y'all saying y'all are hiring and then nobody's calling. Nobody's checking these resumes. So I'm starting to just walk in, resume in hand. Hi, I put in an application like 2 weeks ago, just looking to talk to a manager. Everybody looks confused. Manager comes out like, oh, actually, we just got done hiring a class. Everybody has the same story. Y'all are deliberately, like, I'm starting to think everything is a conspiracy theory. I'm starting to think like these jobs are in cahoots with the government to not hire people, to not hire anybody, because it's ridiculous how many applications I have put in and actually went into the place and then had interviews and they're like, we love your energy. Oh my God, you would fit right in. Oh my God, you have all this experience. We're going to give you a call back. And then you never hear, man, get out of my face.
I quit my job on Friday. Today's Tuesday. I quit my job on Friday. I gave my 2 weeks so I don't burn bridges, because you never should burn a bridge. You never know. You never know. So never in your life burn a bridge. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. So on Friday, I walked into my boss's office and I said, I'm giving my 2 weeks. I've been there 8 years. Job before that, I was there 19. Job before that, I was there 5. I've never not worked since I was 14 years old. But I look like this because of my job, and I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. And I know the job market is toxic, and I know the economy is shit. I have a little bit of savings that I can live off of for a little bit. I'll be okay. My daughter leaves for college in 2 weeks, and the first, basically 2 years of her college is paid for. So I don't have to worry about that. It will just be me and my cat. And I will find a job. I don't care if it's Home Depot. I don't care. My job was slowly killing me, and life is too short. I could be hit by a bus tomorrow, and I will die, you know, working at a place that has just drained me. I've lost 50 pounds. I look like this because of my job. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't care. I've given them everything, and they've moved me around like a chess piece, and they've taken advantage of me, and I've given 60 hours a week, and I missed my daughter's prom, and I've missed so many things because of this place, and I'm not allowing it anymore. You only live once. And now, I'm not telling anybody to quit their jobs because, like I said, the job market sucks, the economy sucks. Don't do it. I can't believe I did it. I'll figure it out, though. I always have, and I always will. But yeah, I quit my job. And I don't think I've ever felt so liberated in my life. I will work at the grocery store down the street. I have no problem. I don't care. My pride's fine. I will do what it takes. I will always do what it takes. I will work 5 jobs if I have to just to get by. But right now, I'm going to take 3 weeks off, and then we'll figure it out. But I am burnt out, and I look like this because of my job, and I will not allow it anymore.
Man, how is this normal? How is any of this normal? We're just like, well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? You know, just gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on working hard. It's fucking dumb. Why are we doing this? Why are you doing this? You did this to me. You! Now I gotta do this shit for the foreseeable future until I don't know, invent something awesome. Dumb.
Oh my God, are y'all paying attention to what's going on? Like, I just seen multiple videos on my timeline of people have stopped paying their bills. They said that, times are so hard, and if the government ain't got to pay their bills, we shouldn't have to pay our bills either. So they're literally, one comment said that she works for a major bank, and I want to say she said 35% of people who got mortgage loans are not paying their mortgage, and the banks don't know what to do. People have stopped paying their bills. Like, it's a no bill paying trend out right now, y'all, where they like, come on, join me, stop paying your bills. Y'all not scared? I mean, when you already, if you ain't got it, you just ain't got it. I'm gonna ask my husband what he want to do.
The math ain't fucking mathing no more. Can we talk about how people literally cannot afford to go to work anymore? And before somebody jumps in here with that, oh, nobody wants to work bullshit, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is people are doing the math. Gas is expensive, food is expensive, rent is expensive, childcare is expensive. Fuck, existing is expensive. And I genuinely cannot believe there are jobs that are still paying $14, $15, $16, $17, $18 an hour. Like, I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm just shocked that those wages still exist in this economy. Because who can actually afford to work those jobs? You're commuting, paying for gas, putting wear and tear on your car, paying for childcare, buying work clothes, buying lunches, and trying to survive on top of that. At what point does punching the time clock start costing more than staying at home? And that's the conversation I don't think that some people, like, we're not, it's not having, like, it's not existing. People are always quitting. People aren't quitting because they're lazy or because they don't want to work. Some people are making impossible choices because the numbers simply aren't adding up anymore. I honestly don't even know how this country is functioning the way it is, because there are millions of people doing everything that we're told to do, working hard, showing up, putting in the hours, and they're still drowning. If someone works full time and still can't afford to live, maybe the problem isn't the worker. Maybe it's the fact that wages have not kept up with the reality of what it costs to actually survive. And that's not a personal failure, it's a societal one.
You should not feel half as bad about your financial situation after I tell you what I'm about to tell you. I'm a Domino's delivery driver as my second job. Yesterday, I delivered to a ritzier family, real nice people. I talk to them every time I go over there, real nice people. So my normal shtick, hey, how you doing? You know, how's the day going? You know, my normal shtick. And he says, well, I'm not doing too good, man. And I'm like, well, shit, I'm just the Domino's guy, but what's happening? He said the economy is so bad right now, he's like, I can no longer support anything. He's like, I'm 2 months behind on my mortgage. I can't afford anything. He's like, I am dying out here. And I'm just like looking around at his house. I'm like, man, I want to relate to you, but I live in a mobile home. Like, dude. And then he gets more into it. He said, I've been trying to sell my house now for 4 to 5 months because I can't afford it. He's like, but no one can pay for it, and I still owe too much on the mortgage. He said, they have me trapped. No one can buy it. I can't get out from under it. I can't downsize. He said he only has 2 cars now, which are just pretty standard cars, newer, but just standard, etc. And I'm just standing there, and I'm like, holy crap, are we all just suffering equally right now? So if you're out there and you think you're doing absolutely horrid financially, you're not. Even the ritzier people who were great 10 years ago are sitting there begging for change now. And that says something. That's sad. I never expected to hear that from someone who, from what I know, works some office job. I don't know what he does, but you can tell he's a white-collar dude. Yeah. So even the white-collar guys are going, shit. Like, so I'm suffering. You're suffering. They're suffering. Shit, we're all suffering.
As y'all can see, it's getting crazy out here. People are fed up. They don't see a good future. It's continuing to get worse. The country is doomed. In the next couple of years, I think jobs are going to be obsolete. People are getting fired left and right. People feel like they're not getting ahead. They've been doing the same thing over and over and not getting nowhere. That's why they don't see a future. The future is darker than ever. You're supposed to have a bright future, but it's not so bright because people can't afford nothing. People are fed up. They're trying to get better prices at the grocery stores. So that's why you see a lot of people trying to find out what's going on. Trying to see what's happening. And then soon as you try to find another way, here come another fee. And that's the sad part, because it's like, is that all this country thinks about is money? I know you need money to survive, but some things shouldn't just cost money. And the things that shouldn't cost money, they still charge you. Like for the water, the fruits and vegetables. And you got to be careful with that. You never know. It's like it's always a situation with the fruits and vegetables every year. I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but this is what I believe. I don't know. Why is it always something every year? Let's make that make sense. And people feel like The system just lied to them. They're stuck. They're trying to figure out how to survive. Every day it's like survival mode. And when you live in survival mode every day, that's tough. Because you're not even thinking straight. Because you always caught up in survival mode. You're stressed out. And you're not even knowing that you're stressed. It's like you forgetting things because you got so much on your mind. You can't even remember. Just think about it. For example, you ever been so mad, arguing, or in a situation with something that you forgot what you was doing because you were so mad? That's how it's starting to feel for most Americans. They don't want to remember this madness. And it's just terrible out here. You need 3, 4, 5 incomes just to survive. What? That don't even make no sense. Wake up, y'all. And a lot of people not even woke. They still sleep. And that's why people are starting to feel like everything is a lie. I know it's harsh, but that's just how they feel. Whether it's true or not, we never know. But people are starting to feel this way because they're starting to look at reality. Reality never lies. Everything else could be a lie. But reality will reveal the truth. And people are starting to see what's really going on. And they don't see a future. Everything is collapsing. So that's my take on this situation. Let me know how y'all feel. Share it in the comments. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.